In the mid-1990s, in the heart of the American Midwest, cinematic lightning was subdued, captured, and put into a bottle. The bottle in this case? A ragtag group of renegade filmmakers. The lightning? A series of homespun motion pictures, each one a stepping stone to what would become their master work. That film was called Diablo. And this is how it all happened.
I'm Jason Hansen. I'm the director of Diablo. The idea for Diablo was more or less sparked from working and living in Duluth, Minnesota. Back in The Legend of the Daggers, where Diablo's character was first introduced.
You see this world? Got those who's laughing now, baby!
Diablo is such a good character in the Zack movies, and I thought, how much fun would it be to kind of have a spin-off?
Let's just play happy medium. I'll take the map.
Diablo is about two competing adventurers, one with a good soul and one with an evil soul.
Poor baby! What happened to you? Did you get stabbed? Are you dying?
My name is Eric Parker Andersen, and I played Winston.
I'm not just anybody, my friend. I've been hunting treasures since you were a suckling.
Winston is focused on the end goal.
He sort of embodies everything that's really like greedy, evil, selfish, wrong with people.
He's got some sort of inner anger, some sort of inner pain. He wants power. I mean, but maybe not for the reasons your average bad guy might.
Wait a second. This is Winston you're talking, right? Mr. Selfish, Mr. I want it all, Mr. Kill his best friend just to get a piece of the loot.
We're talking about more power than your puny little brain can comprehend. This is much bigger than you or I.
I think he believes that he deserves it, that's where it should be, that the power should lay with him to decide the fate of worlds.
There are 4 pieces to the gatekeeper. The only way to recover the pieces is for rivals. 2 individuals who perceive each other as an equal and an enemy to work together.
If you don't go with a rival to counteract this giant universal power, then there's going to be trouble. So that's what Diablo's for. I wanted the treasure, but I also need someone who I know is my character's polar opposite in order to achieve success.
A rival? You have a rival? A rival? I've got a rival. A greasy little worm named Diablo.
There's more where that came from, Papa! Come on! will you reconsider? I'll give you this. Just finish it with some other rival. Sir, surely there's somebody you hate more than me.
With summer just around the corner, contact Carlson Wagen Late Travel at 1-888-CARLSON. I'm Rocco Bonello, and I played the part of Steve Diablo.
All right, now remember, you're not my guide. You're my woman or my buddy or something. Because Diablo doesn't do guides, okay? Steve Diablo don't do guides.
This is it. I swear.
I mean, where did we get guides like you? Did you take, like, the Sally Struthers School of Mongolian Cliff Guides or something? You know, home correspondence class or something?
They asked me to do a scene in one of the Zach movies. It was pretty funny. We did, like, this chase scene, and I made up this character named Steve Diablo just because I thought that was funny. And when somebody has, like, as diabolical a name as Diablo, to have a first name Steve.
Steve Diablo needed a tour guide?
Did I say tour guide?
He had a real good personality, I thought, for television, for video, for movies, things like that. I thought it just kind of, he sort of transcended the typical unpaid, unprofessional actors.
My character was kind of a know-it-all, and like would just go on tangents and just talk too much to the point where it kind of became annoying.
You know, I heard Australia was originally a penal colony for the British. You know, the limeys. Yeah.
I decided, well, wouldn't it be kind of funny if, because of the head injury Steve Diablo received at the beginning of Zack and the Legend of the Dagger, if, like, it made him talk to a finger puppet like it was his alter ego.
I don't know, big guy. I think we took a wrong turn somewhere.
There was kind of two sides to him. There was Diablo, the tough guy, but then there was also Steve, kind of the dork, I guess.
Just like soccer. I guess they call it football in Mongolia. Oh, no! Please don't! Oh, shoot! He's got the treasure.
I think one was like a letter opener, and one was like something from the Goodwill.
Dude, look at this stuff. The British Museum would give £1 million for this stuff.
I think a grand total of like $8 was spent on the props.
Treasure's right over there.
Jason went out rummage sales.
It's beautiful.
Garage sale shit that we found.
Yeah, I would say we needed to come up with a good excuse to not spend $1 million on the film.
Yes!
And that's what we did.
You know you're a fool, Winston. You know, I've been to this treasure before. I've led many people there. I've seen them all die, horrible suffering death. You couldn't believe the pain and misery and the expression on their face as they lay there in their horrible, trenching death.
I'm Andrew Omley, and I didn't have a name. Christ, I have no idea the name of my character.
Well, what kind of character did you play?
Oh, I was a villain. I was like some dude that was gonna die.
But you were his guide, right?
You know what? I was, wasn't I? You know more about this movie than I do.
The location where Eric Andersen and Andrew Omley fought.
It was kind of a cool looking scene because it was on this, you know, kind of rickety bridge. And so I was supposed to lead him across this bridge and into the spot where this artifact was.
Oh my God! I don't believe it.
And then I decided I wanted what he had.
Don't look very dead, do I?
Not yet, anyways.
The only problem is I had a knife and Eric had a sword. It's kind of an unfair fight to begin with.
Oh, the shirt controversy.
Yes. I asked him to. I'm like, dude, take your shirt off.
There is a story behind that, how it came about. It's almost as good as Harrison Ford having diarrhea and having to pull the gun instead of fight the guy with the sword.
I'll worry about everything else.
A 2-hour hike up to Tedagooch to get to where we're going to shoot the scene. I take my shirt off, my costume, because it's a hot day and I don't want to sweat through it by the time we get there. And then as soon as we're There, he says, I've shot everything with your shirtless, we might as well go with it. You know, I think it shoots a little interjection of sex into that film, which is a pretty sexless movie. I mean, it's not a very sexy film, till you get to that scene. And then I have no shirt on, and it's sort of sexy all of a sudden.
What the hell is this?
It's a bike path. What's it look like?
What the hell is a bike path doing here?
That was written in advance. It actually kind of worked. In my head, I had these visions of car chases. You know, oh, look at the cars. I can't do car chase. We had exactly zero money.
It wasn't easy. You know, you see it up there on the screen and it's just magic and it all flows together like you just went out there and filmed this bike chase. And you didn't have to struggle with heat, with biking. You get the sense that it just happened, and it's not like that. It was hard.
There were lots and lots of people on the path, and we decided to use those people. That's kind of fun, you know. It's just so, you know, these two guys are on a bike with their plastic guns, and we got our firecrackers to do the little shots, you know, and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" Special effects were spectacular for the time. There was morphing effects.
Well, it's fossilized now.
Wait!
I think I'm drowning in quicksand or something in the desert. There's all this swirly stuff.
Every morph in the movie took between 8 and 12 hours to render. So I'd say there were probably 2 months where the computer was just running endlessly to try to do the simplistic morphs that you see in the movie. It was really time-consuming.
Like the end scene where there's all we're in the tower and there's all this lightning. Yeah, and you know, it's a little bit cheesy, but I think at the time, considering what resources he had, I mean, he did an amazing job. I'm still just super impressed with him. In the final climactic scene that takes place in that tower, whatever the final piece was basically like this small African-esque statue of like a man and a woman. And the final scene, we needed to smash it because only when we smashed it was the world gonna be saved or whatever. But Jason was like, okay, we need you to throw it out the tower, but don't, because we only have the one, and if it breaks, there's no way I'm gonna ever find this 70s African-American art at the Goodwill ever again, and we're gonna be screwed. So I think we did a few shots where I pretended to throw it, and then somehow our signals got crossed because I thought he basically told me it was really time to throw it, and so I did, and he's like, dude, you weren't supposed to throw that. So basically the climactic shot where it smashes and the world is saved is basically Jason holding like the shards above the camera and dropping it like 12 inches to the ground, and it sort of goes crinkle, crinkle. So I kind of always feel like I ruined the climactic shot of the movie, but Jason, of course, saved it because that's what he does.
Do you understand? Do you get that?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
Trying to convince people to do this is very difficult because I wasn't paying anybody anything. And so everybody had like an attention span. It was like a wick and you'd light it and when it went off.
I don't remember having a script or anything. He's like, well, what would Steve say here? Say something about, you know, the quicksand or whatever, the desert or something. Even though we were strangers and even though we wanted to have fun, I think when the camera started rolling and we were fighting or whatever, we like got all intense and just made fools of ourselves.
If it wasn't for Eric, I don't think the movie would have been finished.
Well, I'll be honest. Jason, he pushes to move fast.
You know, I'd be like, okay, this is the part where this happens, and then he would just, well, our characters need to say this, and then they need to do this.
So maybe he did the pushing and I did the dragging my heels. He pushed and I dragged, and the end result was good.